Hey everybody, welcome to The Boy and the Beard, Season 3, Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Today, another fine actor, Johnnie Mack, is on with us. Hey Johnny,
Hey, how you guys doing?
we're good, man.
Having a
So,
good day.
I met Johnny on the first Stars Fell in Alabama, so I guess at home you can see there's a theme running here. Um, and right before that, you had just had your Geico commercial, which we'll talk about some of those commercials in a minute because they're fantastic.
Thanks.
And then we kind of rekindled a little bit on the Stars Fell Again set and had some good conversation, life conversations, if you will, not just about work. And so I'm glad you're on. I appreciate you taking the time out on your Sunday
Hmm.
to sit with us and have some conversation.
Of course, thanks. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So let's start with what started you at acting. What was what kicked in the acting bug for you?
Um, I uh, I I never really wanted to be an actor. I never like really thought about being an actor. I wanted to be in the military or play football or something like that. And in high school, there was a girl who was in a drama class, so I would skip my class to sort of be with her. And I would do that a couple of times, and the teacher was like, if you're gonna skip class to be in this class, you have to do some kind of work. So she gave me this monologue, and I read it, and she said, "Oh, you're really good," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I guess that kind of like affirmation or validation felt kind of good, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, let's keep doing this." So then it kind of just started my, oh, okay, I'm going to go to college now. I'm not going to go into the military for 20 years. I'm going to have to look for a university. And now I found a university that does really good theater. And then it just sort of just went from there. Now I'm in grad school. Now I'm doing professional theater. Now I'm in LA. So
Wow.
it's all snowballed off of a girl. So,
Wow.
her name's Jamise McConaughey. Anytime anybody asks me how I get started, I always like name
Give
drop
her the
like
credit. Give her
Jamise
the credit.
McConaughey.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
That's how I started.
They'll hear about her in the Oscar award speech.
Exactly. Like Jamise,
What?
can you come up here? Come up here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's got to be invited. What
Right.
was the your first acting job professionally? Let's just say what was the first job that you did that you got paid for?
The first, my first acting job was a Shakespeare play um, called Antony and Cleopatra, and I played a bunch of ensemble roles in that. And that was like my first time getting paid to act. Yeah.
Was that the one?
So
Didn't you win
Antony and
an
Cleopatra.
you won an award for
I did.
play?
I
Okay,
did. I want to. I guess it's like it's a very big reason. I sort of. I kind of don't mention awards, but it's like I won this award for my role of Othello in
right.
Othello,
Oh, got it.
and it was like a the Elliot Norton Award
Oh,
up in Boston. I'm a resident actor with a actor Shakespeare project, which is a Shakespeare company in Boston.
wow.
So what it was great winning that award, only because in the category was like my teacher, like one of my favorite teachers from grad school was also nominated, and so
Oh,
it was like really cool. Like, oh man, like I'm in this category with a guy I really respect.
yeah.
So it was a great time. It's actually one of my best roles too that I've played is
Really.
playing Othello. Um, but while I was in theater in Boston, I did a lot of theater. Love theater. Theater is like my first love.
I was gonna say, do you prefer theater over film?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I like film pays better,
Of course.
but it's the process for film is something I'm still getting used to. It's not like I don't like making movies or commercials or anything like that. It's just I really like that sort of like process of theater. We got 4 weeks to break this down, tell this story, and then we're gonna run it for 4 weeks.
Right.
Um, and everything's much more abbreviated on film. Like everything's just quick, 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 quick.
Mm.
Yeah.
You need to come ready. You need to. We're shooting now. Okay, I've made a
Yeah.
choice. Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. And go. And
Yeah.
it's much faster. So for me, it's getting used to the speed of the process in film.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was
Um,
your run on
yeah,
Othello recorded at all, or is that available anywhere? Or was it you
I
missed it,
think
you
because
missed
I
it kind
think
of thing?
it's a it was an equity show, so I think equity rules, actors equity rules. I think you can't record it, which
Oh wow.
would have been, which really sucks. I really wanted to see it too.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see it too, but I
Yeah, I'd
think
love to see it.
the union don't allow people to record.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was just wondering.
What was the film with Leonardo DiCaprio? Oh, that was
Or it was Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence.
no, I'm thinking the
Oh,
old Leo, the old one that was kind of with Romeo and Juliet. Was it?
yeah,
Oh,
Romeo and Juliet. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like who played Juliet? Was that
Claire Danes.
Claire Danes?
Was that
Claire
her?
Danes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
You haven't seen that
yeah.
one, Tony?
no, not
It's
his
it's
range.
it's like
Oh,
a
it's
'90s
good.
take on it. It's definitely not
I
your
think I've seen
typical.
clips,
Yeah.
but not the whole film.
Yeah. We need to
Yeah,
make
it's
that a
good.
point.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it long like Titanic?
No, it's much shorter than Titanic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
much shorter than
Good.
But just to take on it, Jamie Kennedy's in it as well, I believe. Jamie
In
Kennedy has a small role in Romeo and
oh, I think
Juliet.
so. I
Yep.
think so.
Yeah.
I think
He's
so.
one of the. Yeah. I can't even think. It's been so long.
Yeah. But I wanted what was that movie called? Joy with Robert De Niro, Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper. You were a part of that, correct?
I was. I
What role
was.
did you play in that?
I played Dasha Polenko, who I think is probably most known for Orange Is the New Black.
Mm.
I played her husband in that
Mm,
movie, so we were all Jennifer Lawrence's best friends or good
got it.
friends in that movie. So it was like that was like my first like movie role.
Got it.
I was a featured extra on that,
Nice.
That's a pretty big
and I had a lot of
accomplishment.
fun.
Was
Yeah, a
that
lot of
just
fun.
how many days was that for you?
Ooh, it was longer than I thought. I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna be there like just do like a day player,
Mhm.
just kind of in and out. I was I was I was in a lot of stuff that didn't make the it didn't make the cut, but I feel like a few weeks.
Oh
Dang,
wow.
yeah.
I was shooting. I was like I had no idea how big the role
Right.
uh was gonna be. It just sucks like when you watch it, like, oh yeah,
Oh
we
yeah,
shot
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, my mom is gonna watch this. Oh, they cut that. Wow, you know. So
And the pay for you is the same regardless, right? Because it's the amount of time that you're on set that you're quote quote working.
hmm
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
So it didn't. I mean, it still sucks. I mean, obviously you got paid for what you had, what you did, the work you did, but you don't get to see yourself on screen, which almost is ultimately the major payoff.
Yeah. It'd be nice if you had the mixed
Absolutely.
scenes, but I'm sure that's never happened where they just give people
Yeah.
their scenes.
I would love that. That would
Yeah.
be so great, especially after something is already in the theaters
Yep.
or
Ran its
whatever. Like
course.
it's already out there. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like it's if anything, it's great publicity to go watch the film to see like the stuff that didn't make the cut. You know,
Mhm.
Exactly right.
and if you're a young actor trying to build a reel and you can't get that footage, it's like,
It's
dang,
tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
how do you start? So
Yeah.
that was like one of my first challenges when I got to LA. It was like, how do I show people I've done stuff if I don't have this stuff
Stuff to do.
Yeah,
Yep.
because showing up
to
on that
show?
set for a few weeks is nice, and then not having any physical, tangible proof for it must kind of sting a little bit.
Right, exactly.
So what?
So like,
So
just take
let.
my word for it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I promise I was in this film with Jennifer Lawrence.
Right.
So as a new actor, would you recommend somebody coming to LA first, or do they need to get some groundwork done, say in a Boston or a New York area prior to making the trip to LA?
I I really can't say. I really feel everyone's journey is going to be different,
Yep.
and so there's really no prescription for it. You just I would say that it would be good for you to know that LA is like if you're a young actor, know that LA is hard. If you sort of come here and you just think I'm gonna be an overnight success, I'm good looking, I'm this, I'm that, you're gonna be disappointed, you're gonna get jaded,
Yeah.
and you're gonna burn out. And you're an artist, you need to flame. You need to be yourself, which is beautiful and glow bright like a sun. You don't want to get jaded, so you just got to come in knowing that it's hard here. It's a big ocean of a market, and you have to be comfortable with not being seen. That even if you are a big sun, so I would say like just know that LA is hard first. I would also say do theater, do some kind of theater training. Um, would be good to sort of get your what's the word? It's like theater is great because everything is immediate, it's in your face. There's another
Like the
person who's actually
exposure.
looking
Right.
to hear the story you're telling or the monologue you're giving, and you're not speaking into a lens, right? You're looking right
Mm.
into an eyeball or
Yeah.
whatever,
So
and
it's
it
like an
just sort of
instant gratification.
instant gratification, right? And it pulls out of you, I think, a better performance,
Yeah.
when you're talking to a live person. Some of the greatest actors on film are people who can treat the camera like another person.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
something I'm still learning, but I would definitely say some kind of theater training, um, and also knowing that even if you're going to Chicago or Atlanta or New York, just know that it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's a lot of people who want to do this. So
Mm-hmm.
as long as you know your expectations and you know the market's hard, you should be okay. Like I'm not like Denzel or anybody, but I
Right.
feel blessed. I feel unjaded. My name's not on some star somewhere, but I feel great. I feel great
Yeah.
about the work I do, and that's the place you want to be in, as opposed to like having a miss a misdiagnosis of your definition of success. Like, if I'm not
Mm.
doing this, I'm not making it. I'm not.
Right.
If I like, no, you're an actor. You're here. You're
Yeah.
doing it. You're doing it. So yeah, that's what I would say. Like,
Mm.
love yourself is probably the biggest no I would say. Like, just love yourself. This is a hard business, and you just gotta not people please. Love yourself. Speak up for yourself. Take care of yourself.
I think
And you
that's
Yeah.
go anywhere, and you will be just fine.
that's a good
Especially if
life
you love yourself.
quote in
Mm-hmm.
itself right
Yeah,
there. And you take that
absolutely.
same
Yeah.
advice.
Hmm.
You know what's interesting is I had never thought about until you just brought it up. When you're acting on like a movie set, obviously you're still acting in front of people, the crew and the other actors. But if you're on stage, the audience is immediately consuming your performance instantaneously the moment you do it, and it's not like that on a film set or a TV set. And that's never
Yeah,
occurred to me until you said that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you
When
get
you,
to
when you,
see and hear, and if you're sending this emotion out, and they're taking that in and absorbing that, and you get to see the oohs and the ahs and the clapping at the end, the standing ovation, and how important it is,
yeah,
and
and
it's
it's
got to be
all one take.
intoxicating. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly right. It's got
It's
to be
all one take. It's
intoxicating.
all a
Yep.
single shot, and
Yeah.
you don't get do overs. And that's
Yeah.
that's another reason to do theater training. It's
Yeah.
this is it. This
Yeah.
is this is what it's gonna be,
Mm.
Yeah.
and whatever was edited down to that finished product, they're getting it right in
Yeah.
front of them. This is the
Yeah.
finished product.
Yeah. It's
So
fantastic. What we're shooting some small independent stuff here, and it just for those that aren't
nice.
trained and having them yell
Oh
cut
yeah.
themselves
Yeah.
whenever they mess up. They're like, wait a minute, cut. I'm like,
Oh
hold on,
yeah.
you don't yell
Oh
cut.
wow,
I
nice.
yell cut. Um,
Yeah, skipping half a conversation and then going nailed it,
yeah, yeah,
like high
yeah.
fiving each other.
Not understanding position. It's a whole thing, but
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah,
fun and the joy of going through that process with them as well.
yeah.
Has there ever been an audition that you wanted so bad or that you didn't get that you missed out on? Not so much why, but is there an audition that you wanted that you didn't get?
Um, is there an audition I wanted? I There's a couple of auditions. Like I've got a couple of auditions for shows like Insecure.
Mm,
Um, it's mostly stuff that I audition for that I want to book.
got
Uh,
it.
I mean, there's a bunch of shows that I watch. I'm like, oh, I'd be great on that show. I like to do that show.
Mm,
But it's mostly like I did this audition for Jamie Foxx. It was a Jamie Foxx show on Netflix. Uh,
Hmm.
Dad, Stop! You're Embarrassing Me. I think it's the name
oh
of it.
yeah. Yep.
And David Allen Greer is
Mm,
in it. And I went to
that's
I booked it. I went to the table read. It was a virtual table read, and it's like David Allen Greer. Like, this guy's like a legend to me,
yeah, of
and
course.
and I'm just doing like my little thing, and it's one little scene, and I'm just like, and then it's all good. Everybody's funny, and then I'm driving to set the next day, and I get a call, and it's the producer saying, it was a late night writing session. We're so sorry. The
Mm,
the role actually got cut out of that episode. And I was
wow.
like,
Damn.
I'm on my way to
Yeah,
set.
that's horrible. That's
That is
crazy.
the
Oh my
last
god.
second that they could possibly have notified you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Talk about a
But
change in
it's a good
attitude.
show with good people, and I really wanted to be in it, just to be in those scenes with Jamie
Right.
Foxx
No, of
and
course.
David
Are you
Allen Greer,
kidding
like
me?
just to be there, like to see them
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
see their process. But um, that's the story that comes to mind when you ask that
Yeah.
question
Hmm.
about
That's,
something I didn't get. Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of being on set with musicians, um, I saw a commercial you did with Ludacris. Do you you want to talk a little bit, just a little bit about how that was?
Luda.
Oh man!
It just out of
Wow,
nowhere.
you
I was
guys
looking
are
at like a reel of your
doing
your
research.
commercial work, and
Yeah.
boom, Ludacris, just out of nowhere, out of left field. I was like, okay.
So I'm not sure if he's still doing it, but he so it was like the pub commercial for MTV's
Mm.
Fear Factor or something like
Mm.
that.
Oh, that's what it was. Yep.
And so the
That's
whole
right.
thing was about going through fears and stuff
Yep.
like that. So he was the host of that, or he might be still doing it. I'm not sure. But yeah, yeah, Ludacris is he's shorter than you think. He's really grounded,
Yeah.
and he's very like he feels no nonsense to me. He feels
Mm.
like I step off, the crew gets stuff ready for the scene. I might get a massage or something, talk to somebody, get back in the scene, and he's like,
He's
ready to
on.
go. Here we
Wow.
go. And then the scene's over. All right, that scene's over. He's just like, I'm here to do the work,
Mm.
ready to bounce. Here to do the work. So he seemed really just like kind of like grounded that day. He might be like, you know,
Yeah. 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 For
Yeah.
sure.
any
Yeah.
other time, but he felt really grounded that day. Still cool to work with because he
I
kind of
can
like
imagine.
brought a gravitas to the moments. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, he's grounded. We're all supposed to be afraid. Maybe that's scary. That's great energy to play off of, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. For
So
sure. Yeah.
so yeah, it was good working with Luda.
Yeah. Yeah. Luda.
Yeah.
I've liked. I mean, Luda back in the day. You know, his
Oh
throw them
really?
bows, and
I
you
like
know what I
his
mean.
music,
Yep.
and
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a
I
big
like
fan
his
of Luda.
character. He's the one who's in Fast and the Furious as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Exactly.
like his
Hmm.
character in that. I haven't seen the last what. They're on probably the 20th one now. I haven't
I
seen the
think it's
last few.
the 22nd one. I think
Yeah.
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 the
And they just
22nd.
get bigger and more
More
crazy.
CGI
Yeah. Yeah. It's
and more Vin
ridiculous.
Diesel.
Yeah.
So let's talk Stars Fell in Alabama, and then how did you? So let's talk about the movie making aspect of it in the sense that you were filming in Beaufort, South Carolina, and then
Hmm.
it was supposed to be in Alabama. Does that hurt a little bit thinking like, well, why didn't they use my hometown if it's supposed to be in Alabama? Or are you,
Um,
are you that you're like, ah, I get it.
I'm like I am originally from Alabama.
Right.
Um, I know I wasn't hurt at all.
Okay.
I've sort of gotten used to the idea of things that are on location because
Faking. Right.
I think that was the same deal for Forrest Gump. I think Forrest Gump,
Correct. He
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to be in
wi-
Alabama as well. Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
it was shot there, right, in
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Majority of it,
That's
not all of it, but a lot of it
A
was.
lot
Yeah.
of the
that's what
exterior
I
and
thought.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was my introduction. Like, oh, they shot Forrest Gump there, and it was
So it's
Alabama, so
okay.
it's fine.
Yeah.
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 So
Makes
like,
sense.
I'm shooting in Alabama.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay.
And it's just
Yeah.
funny to me because that was my first real experience on a movie set and how they I think they over obviously they're trying to sell it as Alabama, and then
Hmm.
in the bar
Yeah.
scene
I know where
there's
you're going.
20 different Alabama garbs or T-shirts, and I think even
Yeah.
in Stars Fell Again you're still rocking Alabama
Yeah.
gear, and I see the T.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is there.
I debated putting it up. I was like, it's too much.
Oh no,
It's
it's
too much.
perfect.
But I
It's
said, just for the
perfect.
interview for Sean, I'm
Yeah,
gonna leave it
yeah,
out.
I
Just
appreciate it. And I see you
yeah.
got the shirt I
Yeah.
designed on
I
as
just
well.
caught that
Oh
too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Willow Valley.
Willow
I was like,
Valley.
Willow Valley.
Yeah. So for me, and I get to play I got to be the drummer again. I think we had a little bit of a moment on stage, and
Yeah,
hopefully my
yeah,
real drum roll makes it in. I don't know if they're gonna roll some other audio in there, but I think
yeah.
people are gonna be excited for Stars Fell Again. I think the premise
Hmm.
is fantastic. The production value was a little bit better. They better budget,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
so anything about Stars Fell Again that you were, what filming? Let me rephrase that. What did you enjoy most about filming Stars Fell Again?
Hmm. I really enjoyed a lot of things about it. Like working with VW
Hmm.
on the even on the first one for Stars Fell in Alabama. His process is so helpful for me as an actor because he's already shot the film
Exactly.
and he has this software where he's shot the film and you're like
Yes.
going through seeing these like animated versions of you, and he's like, oh my god, he's already got it all
It's already
planned
there.
out. He's been
Yeah.
to the locations already. He knows the lens focus angle, all like
Everything.
he has it all out there. And for me to look at it, I'm like, okay, good. I'm sitting there. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to be talking to Sierra. Okay, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it. So it helps me to for, especially for a guy like me who's still getting used to the film process
Mhm.
and feeling sometimes like, okay, oh, there's the camera, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Way is like, oh, Johnny, find the. But
It's
for VW to be so on top of it, knowing what he wants, or an idea of what he wants, sculpted out for you to look at, it just brings, um, it gives me a frame, and it gives me that security to like play in. Like, okay, cool,
yeah.
I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. To know
that's
that,
always great.
and I can see that when I think day 2 or 3, when after you had gotten there, we were in the house
Hmm.
shooting this scene, and I think Sam had came up to me, which was I think what the first AD, and said
Hmm.
this is the first one that he's ever been on to where every scene is blocked out the way it's blocked with these 3D renderings, and even almost the characters have the exact same wardrobe on. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just fantastic. So for the first AD to see that, and he's worked with Jack Harlow and some other big
Hmm.
names. For him to say that is impressive. And VW's a
Yeah.
fantastic guy and a great director.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, working with
Um,
VW again, and working with Ciara again, working
yeah,
with James again.
yeah,
Um, of course, like James and Ciara are just really cool people to work
they
with
are.
because they're
Yeah,
so funny and they're so beautiful, and it's good to be beautiful and funny,
it
because some
is.
people might look at the beauty and be like, you're not
Preconceived
funny. And then they're
notions.
Yeah,
funny, and you're like, well, you're a bad person. And then they're like, pretty cool. And you're like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, okay, yeah. So they're really cool to work with. So working with them again,
yeah,
especially with James, because I actually got to. I feel like it was a shorter process for the first film.
yeah,
This was a little longer, more budget, and I feel like I had more time to get to know James more, which
yeah.
was
Exactly.
really fun. Just like
Yeah.
great conversation that we had off camera,
Yep.
which was really good. I got to know him more, and vice versa. So it was. I think that's another thing I got to really enjoy about this process. I felt like because we have more time shooting on location, the relationships between the cast was even stronger.
Yeah, and it makes
I
a
think right
difference.
now, Drew, who's also in the movie, he's in LA doing something. He's gonna
Yep.
be hanging out with a bunch of us who are in LA. Like it's
Excellent.
just, it's like it's been really like connected still.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's been really cool.
And I witnessed that from a third party. Obviously, I'm not. I was privy. At least the last day of my day on set was when I was redoing some of the stills for
Hmm.
everybody, and got to see how you guys interacted with wardrobe and hair and makeup, and how
Yeah.
just that whole vibe. I was just kind of sitting there waiting, and then they would come in, and I would take the photos, and it's really just a cool experience to be on that. So basically, I was a fly on the wall. A little bit of
Hmm.
conversation here and there, but just seeing all that interaction and talking to these people and learning who they are as people versus just seeing them on
Hmm.
the big screen or wherever you see them at, and then
Yeah.
get to know them as a person. Um, so you're a new father.
Yeah.
How is that going?
It's beautiful, man. It's I was telling somebody, one of my friends, because I think that's what everyone asks, like, because they know you from college, like, oh
Yeah,
man, your dad has that.
yeah,
And I just go like, man, it's like this beautiful consuming, all consuming thing where
yeah,
I forget that I'm an actor. Like I'll get like a an audition, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta do a self tape. I'm an actor, right? I do that thing.
yeah,
Because he's so consuming, and in a really great way. So it's great. It's scary. It's really
hmm,
scary because there I have these moments where, my wife Samantha, we talk about this a bunch, where it's like we have these like worst case scenarios playing in the head. So you're like
always.
super cautious and want to baby proof everything, and now he's walking and he's running through the house. So it's like this sort of like loop of worst
Yep,
case scenario.
always.
So it's just trying to like, he's okay. He's
I would
gonna be
like to say
okay.
it gets better, but it doesn't. My daughter's 19. Even
Yeah.
today, she left the house, went to work, and usually it's like a 5 6 minute drive, and then within that 10 minute window, we hear sirens outside, and then my wife
Mm,
texts me, "Did Riley make it to work?" And then, I don't know, let me check. And she had made it. But still, there's always that chance or that thought that she got in an accident
Yeah.
on the way to work. And it's, 10 minutes up the road,
Yeah.
which is irrelevant
Yeah.
where it's at. But, and then my son just moved to Brooklyn, I think 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's 27. So, of course, I worry about him being in Brooklyn with he's living with his girlfriend now. But, still things that I worry about.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get any
Yeah.
better. You're still going to worry. You're going to worry more and less, and it's just a life of continuous worrying. But it's a great
Yeah.
worry, and there's nothing more. Being proud as
Absolutely.
a dad is huge.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He's 16 months yesterday. He turned
Okay.
16 months. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my best friend just had a baby, and it's super weird because, I think like 7, 8 years ago, we're just staying up till 4 in the morning playing Call of Duty, sending each other
Exactly.
stupid stuff on Twitter, and then
Exactly.
boom, daughter. I'm like, oh man, and we live like thousands of miles apart now. We were roommates for a little while when we were like 19, 20. So
Yeah.
it's all kinds of crazy.
Life
Yeah.
is crazy
It's
like
crazy
that.
because we'll play games very rarely now. But then every once in a while, he's just like, oh, I gotta go. And he sets the mic down, and I just hear like, in the background. And I'm like,
Yep.
oh, Jacob, my
Yep.
man.
Do
It's
you
so
game?
true.
Do you game at all?
I do. I do.
Ooh, what
What
are
do
you
you-
on X? I feel like you're a PlayStation guy, but I'm holding out that
I-
you're an Xbox man.
A PlayStation guy.
I knew it. I could tell.
I am a PlayStation guy.
You exude PlayStation energy.
That's so funny. See, I've never heard that before. Like, I get when people talk about like Apple versus like
Yeah.
Android.
Android.
Like, I've never got the PS versus Xbox. So is it the same like dynamic? Like, do I exude some sort of like elitism? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that because I'm a PlayStation guy myself.
No, it's a sort of elegance. I think the Xbox people, which being an Xbox person, it's a little more brutish. We got the FPSs, then you look over on PlayStation, it's all these ethereal and very like story-driven
Oh,
experiences.
okay.
But what kind of stuff
I
you play?
see.
You like Call of Duties and FIFAs or more RPGs?
I a little bit of everything. Like, I game, but I'm not like a gamer. I look
Yeah.
up to gamers who like
Yeah.
game.
Grind. Yeah. That sounds
Yeah,
crazy.
like the acumen of not the acumen, the world of gaming and
Mm.
being a person in that world. I feel like I'm just like the fly on the wall,
Mm.
just looking through.
Yeah.
Because
You're just dipping in
all I
every once in
do
a while.
is right, yeah, like I do like NBA 2K, I play
Okay.
basketball, football stuff. I play Left Behind. I'm sorry, not Left Behind. The Last of Us.
Oh, Last of Us.
I
See, that's a
I
PlayStation
love
exclusive.
Last of Us. Yeah, Last of Us, God of War,
You
Ghost
talking
of
the classic ones or the
Tsushima.
new one? Man, you played Ghost of Tsushima too? All these
Oh
great
yeah.
games I couldn't play because I'm over here on Xbox. PlayStation's got the exclusives on. I played the beginning of Thor, or not Thor. I was thinking God of War Ragnarok coming out, but I played the beginning of the newer God of War, and it was immaculate. And then I got rid of my
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, God of War. All the God of Wars are
I know.
great.
I was just
haven't
playing one
played
on
the
the
first one,
PS2 the
but
other day. I was playing
oh
God of War
really?
2 the other day, yeah. And it was
Oh
the controls have not aged very well, but it was very fun.
yeah, yeah. It's great story, and then just keeps getting deeper and deeper.
Mhm.
And I would think a character like Kratos, you think, oh, he's pretty cut and dry. I'm Kratos, God of,
Yeah, you're like,
and
what
he just
story arc? And then
yeah,
boom.
yeah. He gets deeper and more nuanced, and
Especially in the
it's
new one.
especially in the new one. Yeah, so it's yeah,
So you are
yeah.
playing those story
God of
based
War is great.
yeah.
Yeah,
Does your
yeah.
wife play at all?
She doesn't. She doesn't.
No.
She I would play for her sometimes. Like
Okay.
she I tell her sometimes, like, I'm so sorry, babe. Like I be playing a game so much. And she's like, no, it's okay. Because she grew up with a brother who
Got
also
it.
games.
Yeah.
He's actually a gamer, probably gives you that Xbox energy. But he has Xbox and PS4, PS systems.
Got it.
So he's like very well rounded,
Yeah.
comic books,
Oh yeah.
the whole world.
Got it.
He's involved
He's
with it.
ingrained.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we got married, she's like, I've been trained.
She
I
respects
know what to
the
expect.
game. Got it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys probably need to look into like
A Switch.
Nintendo Switch which is something that we have here as well. We play, and my wife's a big
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch player. Not so
Yeah.
much any of
I
the
was thinking
larger
about getting one
consoles.
of those.
It's
Yeah.
really fun, especially with your son coming up. They have a lot of
Hmm.
family-oriented
Yeah,
games.
I think it's great because for a non-gamer, it's much closer to playing, say, a board game than
Hmm.
or like a parlor game than hopping in like, oh, here's an M4 and that's the Russian special ops unit over there. Go wild, you know.
Yeah,
It's more like
Exactly.
roll the dice and then play a Mario Party mini game. It's
yeah,
really fun.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can even, like you said, it's on the TV, and then you can lift up the console and then hold the gamepad kind of in your
Mm-hmm.
hand, and so
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. How?
My sister's brother actually has a Switch, and
Okay,
on set, John Iceworth, who's in Starsfield, who was in both movies.
okay,
He
Playing the
brought a
Switch.
Nintendo Switch to set,
Yeah.
okay.
and we were playing Mario Kart
Got
between
it.
scenes.
I
So
played
Yeah.
Skyrim on it, and it was not bad. Just playing a big real game on a little portable console. It felt weird.
yeah, interesting. Yeah, I might look into that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I would at least. I mean, just think about it, see what the wife feels.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe take it within your 30-day return window, and if she doesn't like it, you can take it back to Best Buy.
Nice.
Um, so what is so when you guys have a free moment? I know it's probably harder now with your son, but what do you guys like to watch from a television or a movie standpoint?
Um, we we watched a lot of stuff. We watched Bridgerton.
Okay.
I would love to be on Bridgerton.
Mm.
That would be so cool. We watch Bridgerton. We watch Riverdale. We
Mm.
watch This Is well, she watched more of This Is Us than I do.
Okay.
I'm still trying to catch up to her.
Yep.
This is we watch so much stuff. Oh, it's too much content. It's
Oh,
almost too
but
much content.
it's so much
But
content.
we watch, yeah, all of those shows. Sinner, the show called The Sinner. We watch this show called Queen Sugar.
Okay.
We watch Queen. I would literally be on Queen Sugar. That would be so great.
What
Um,
what is that on?
it's on the OWN network, Oprah
Okay.
Winfrey's network.
Oprah's. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I'm looking that
Um,
up.
Are you telling
yeah,
me you
Queen
haven't cut the
Sugar.
cable yet?
We have cut the cable,
Okay.
Oh.
so this is all
Okay.
YouTube
All to
TV.
you. Okay. Oh,
Oh,
Ah.
yeah,
got
which
it.
is great because they have like a DVD, a DVR rather, and
Oh, nice.
it's great.
Yeah.
So everything's in the cloud. So yeah, it's perfect.
Nice.
Do you
The
have Apple
record
TV as well?
Oh yes,
Okay.
Apple TV. Oh yeah, so on Apple TV, yeah, we watched this show called The Servant,
Oh,
which is
yes.
you know it.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
It's
So let me ask
it's
you
a good
real
show.
quick. Have you started watching Severance on Apple TV yet?
I haven't, but everyone's saying I should.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes,
Okay.
fantastic. I just finished the season finale just ended, I think this past Friday. And it
Hmm.
got picked up for a second season, but I highly recommend it.
Nice.
So I'm gonna leave it at
Nice.
that. You can watch the trailers,
Mm.
but it's good from episode 1.
I need to watch it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Now, what
Okay.
about movies when you guys go out? So for let's say your typical date night, where
Mhm.
are you going in and out? What's your burger? What's your favorite burger? Let's go there first. In California, favorite place to eat a burger. Now you can crap on In and Out if you wanted. It's we
I do
understand
crap
that.
on In-N-Out to be
Ah,
because like
let me
me
hear
and my
what you
wife,
order
like
first.
she's
Tell me
from
what you order before you give it any crap. I need to know.
So Tony
what
used
did you?
so
No, you
Tony
didn't
used to work at In
order
and Out.
right.
Yeah, so Tony used to work at In and Out, and we've got family roots
Oh,
that
okay.
run deep with In and Out.
In and Out's like Starbucks.
Oh.
You don't just go and get a coffee with milk. That's my thought.
I did not get the coffee and milk of burgers. I thought I got animal style French fries. I got the iconic burger. Is that what it's called?
Double.
Yeah, I think it was a double.
Animal
Yeah,
style
yeah.
burger.
And I think the fries were animal style.
Yeah, because you get a burger animal style as well. But I'm sure you probably got a
Oh.
double. That's like the iconic. That's the one that's all big on the menu. But
Okay,
animal
yeah.
style is just kind of shorthand for ordering a specific set of ingredients.
I see. Yeah. So that's what I've gotten. And like my wife, she's from Louisiana. I'm from Alabama. And so we were like, oh, cool. There's this big thing called In-N-Out. There's these long lines at In-N-Out. This is going to be a great experience. I go and get the food and I'm just like, okay. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
it was bad. Like, oh, this is
Right,
bad.
right,
I
right.
won't ever get it again. It's good food. It's good food. But I guess I was expecting like some sort of dopamine
With the
rush.
hype, yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know that you
Ju-
might be too old for this, but that SpongeBob scene from an old episode where the guy comes in and orders, don't take it like that, come on. Where the guy comes in and he's like, I wanted autographed and drown it and put it in extra toasted, burn it, flip it on the side, and he just goes up with this crazy order. That's really how
Yeah.
people be ordering it InNOut. You
Right.
get people coming in and getting some crazy stuff, but they tune it in
Wow.
to their exact like taste, and then I mean we have
Interesting.
people coming in every Wednesday
Oh,
and
yeah.
getting the exact same
Clockwork.
2 burgers and fries and sitting down. And if they stop coming one day, you're like, oh, burgers got them.
They caught up.
Oh, they didn't make it.
So where do you like to dine in and around your area?
There's a place near. We live in Long Beach,
Okay.
and by the marina in Long Beach, there's a place called Louisiana Charlie's,
Okay.
and it's like really good.
Okay.
It's really good food. Really
We'll be
good
back.
food.
I'll be back out in May, well, actually next month, and
Sweet.
for a few days. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out if I get down that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
let me know when you're here. We can,
Oh yeah,
hang out.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I would love to do that. So what kind of movies do you guys go out? Date night, movie night. What's your choice? Do you pick it? Does she pick it?
We sort of like pick together. Like we usually pick something like a thriller or something kind of scary or something kind of like weird. Because we
Okay.
saw little man, my son's name is Amari. He's in daycare now, and so we actually had like a date night in a long
Nice.
time, or a date day in a long
Yeah.
time. And we went to see a movie, and it was this movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, I've heard nothing but good things about that movie.
It's so
People are saying best of the year already.
good.
Yeah.
It's so like bold and fearless, and like this is like it's like someone went into a room, and you know how that classic improv
Yeah.
rule,
Mhm.
just yes and yes and
Yeah.
yes and it was just yes and yes and it was just like we're gonna keep the heart of the film. It's still gonna be the heart, the family, but we're gonna yes and the crap out of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it
So
all
you saw it in
works.
theaters?
We did.
Because
Yeah.
it released in less than 50 theaters, which I think is the reason that
Oh.
not many people are talking about.
Oh,
It's
I didn't know
gross. I
that.
think it's, oh man, it's not too much, but it's good given how small of a run it's having. It's like $500,000 now, but it only released in 48 theaters or something.
So
But
that
I've,
ratio.
Oh.
yeah, people are saying movie of the year already, and I mean,
Wow.
I've heard, I really want to see it, but I don't know if it's playing. I mean, the
Yeah. I
one
wouldn't
movie theater
disagree.
near us. Yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with movie of the year. It's because it not only is it like awkward and weird and bold and in your face, it's also still heartfelt. Like the the story is still what drives everything else.
Right.
Which sometimes when you're watching stuff, you're like, I think you got that quirky idea first, and now you kind of want to just feature it. Versus like that quirky idea is coming, it's growing out of the heart of this
More
hurting
organic.
this hurting relationship,
Got
and
it.
that's why it's quirky as opposed
Yeah.
to funny for funny's sake or weird for weird's sake. It's really good.
I'm gonna have to
weird.
look it up.
It's
Yeah, and
really
see
good.
what
I
we
want to
can
watch it. Yeah.
I did too. Kelly and I went out Friday night. We went and watched Ambulance. Depends on where you're from.
Oh yeah, we're
with
thinking
Jake.
about that too.
It's good. So it's a typical Michael Bay film, and so I look at it from a production standpoint and cinematography, and
Hmm.
you know, a lot of lens flares where you don't need a lens
Right.
flare. Just a street light is creating some stupid stuff.
Right.
I think he
right.
just found out about FPV drones, and because there's a lot of shots with the drone
I see.
coming down
Mhm.
the city hall building and things like that. I mean, good movie, action packed. Jake Gyllenhaal as a bad guy is always a fun premise.
Mm-hmm.
And
He plays a good psychopath. I'll say that. In Nightcrawler, and what else is he in? Donnie Darko.
What was that movie he did? Was it something Buzzsaw, something Magenta Buzzsaw?
Oh yeah,
It
I
was-
know what you're talking about. I do know. Magenta. I do know. Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
you can look it up.
he was in that, and that was like another one of those kinds of movies that we would like to go
Forgot
watch,
about
like
that
something
movie.
like thrillery.
Yeah.
He was great in that too.
Yeah, we like him. He's and his sister was Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Mhm.
Is that her name? Yeah, she's great as well.
Yeah.
So Tony's looking up that right quick.
Man, Velvet Buzzsaw. Is that what it was?
Velvet
With John
Buzzsaw.
Malkovich.
yeah,
in it
yeah,
as
John's
well?
in there too.
Okay.
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about that movie. It is Man, that
I
thing
don't
just
think I've ever
flew
seen
right
it.
out of my head. It's very weird and
Is it?
yeah.
It
It's a good
is
movie though.
weird.
It was
Yeah, it's
entertaining.
yeah,
So
yeah.
say you're like 22. What are you throwing in the
hmm
old disc tray or VHS tape? I don't know how old you are. I got to keep bringing it up.
Well, back in my day,
Yeah.
a good Charlton Heston film, Tony,
Are you a
would
Humphrey Bogart fan? Citizen Kane? Yeah, that's your favorite.
Citizen Kane's great.
HB.
Oh man.
So what's a good
But
classic for you? So think,
oh,
Like a nostalgia movie
uh,
yeah,
for you.
nostalgic.
so there's two. So when I didn't want to be an actor growing up, or wasn't even thinking about being an actor growing up, we grew up in a very, very religious household,
Mm.
Okay.
and so we watched the Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston
Oh,
every Easter. It was the
well,
Ten Commandments,
okay.
and so we'd always watch that. I mean, so I think I was always watching what my mom watched. So it was
Yeah, of
the
course.
Ten Commandments, Ben Hur, but nostalgia for real, for real, like a softie, like I'm a softie,
Hmm. Yeah.
is like It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
Mm.
I watch It's a Wonderful Life, and I'm going like, man, this is a good movie. This is It's classic. It's Christmas. It's all the things, you know. So yeah, yeah. So that's probably like my mom's old movie. Like if you're asking her that same
got
question.
it.
Mm.
But because I watch everything she watched, I guess I don't have my own generation's nostalgic
Yeah.
movie. Besides like something like Friday
Oh, yeah. Oh,
with Chris Tucker and
I mean,
Ice
you
Cube.
can't. I can watch that thing on over and over, back
Uh,
to back.
the amount of
That's
memes that
exactly what we've
sprouted out of
done.
Yeah.
that.
Coming to America,
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Mm.
Did
You
you
know,
watch part two?
That just
yeah,
came out recently,
Yeah.
didn't it?
How was it?
it's it's
Yeah, I think it
it's
did.
it's not bad. It's
Yeah.
not bad. It's
Yeah.
it's it's all right.
Okay.
It's all right because I felt like what Eddie was feeling too. It's like you kind of want to kind of
Yeah.
catch lightning in a
Yeah. Yeah.
bottle with this kind of weird
Yep.
movie, and you don't want to like
Yeah.
you know.
That's why
But
there's no
I think they
Napoleon
did
Dynamite
okay.
too. Yeah.
Oh
Well, that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's shoot, who was his partner in that?
Who?
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. He's kind of a caricature in itself
Yeah.
with him and his talk show and stuff. And
hmm
I need to look that up and see. Is it worth watching? I mean, do you think if I was a fan of the first one, it's definitely something to watch?
Yeah.
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 If I
To,
got time to
to
kill.
see, I think if you're a fan of the first one, just to see where they took it.
Hmm.
Because for me that's kind of where it was. It wasn't necessarily that I wanted to see it. It was more about, well, what are you gonna do? It was like
Yeah.
what is the next
Like, what is
cogent?
this?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was that, like, how does Prince Hakeem, now a father, what does that look like?
Yeah. I gotcha.
It's and it's still funny. The first one's, of course, is funnier, but
Right. Right. Of
it's
course.
funny. It's
Mm.
it's funny. I think you'll be entertained.
Okay. I'll definitely have to look it up. Do you have anything? So, what's in the pocket for you coming out? Obviously, we know Stars Fell Again is going to be coming out in November,
hmm
hopefully. Any other projects you've been working on that are going to be released this year?
There is a movie called Strawberry Princess,
Okay.
and it should be coming out this summer. There's like, it's it won Best Thriller at this film festival
Oh,
in February.
okay.
Best Thriller at the shoot, I forget the name of the film festival, but it's in Hollywood, Real
Okay.
Hollywood Film Festival. But I play a detective in that,
Oh,
and
nice.
but I think it's like really small theaters. I think this summer,
Okay.
very local.
Yeah.
But that should be coming out. Strawberry Princess.
Okay. That'd be
Yeah.
exciting to see.
Yeah.
When was that
Other
shot?
than that, just waiting on the next gig.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the most challenging parts for being an actor.
Yeah.
When did you shoot Strawberry Prin?
Strawberry Princess.
Oh,
Yeah, when did y'all shoot it?
Strawberry Princess.
Okay.
2022. We shot that sometime in 2020.
Okay.
Oh,
2020.
okay.
So
Yeah.
so it's still pandemic
Post
time. You were
pandemic.
just
hmm
yeah
Yeah.
shot there in
Yeah.
L.A.
In LA. hmm
Okay, got it.
I was just wondering, are you like a Star Wars guy? Are you into that kind of stuff?
Uh, Tangentially, like I know of the story. I feel like I haven't really like sat down. Star Wars to me is like part of that gaming universe. To me, it's
Got
like
it.
there's the
So you
characters, the
associate it more
story.
with yeah, yeah. You kind
Yeah,
of
and
lump
I
that
feel
in
like
with like
I'm not.
superhero stuff.
Yeah, I like superhero
Mm.
stuff. I
Yeah.
think growing up, Star Wars. So just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in my religious home, a lot of stuff we just sort of
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
didn't
Get
watch. And
I
exposed to
get
so
it.
it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
so when people were like talking about certain movies or music, like it took me my senior year to discover Earth, Wind and Fire was
Wow.
a singing group. Which Tony, I know you're so young. You,
I remember when it was last September.
but it's yeah, it's like Earth went like mind
Yeah.
blowing music,
Wow.
and I just wasn't really exposed. So I think some of my not knowing about Star Wars comes from being young and not jumping in
Mm-hmm.
on it when everyone
Yeah.
else is jumping in on
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
so I'm coming to it kind of late. So I feel like okay, Chewbacca, yeah.
Yeah. I get
Oh,
it.
Chewie,
Yeah.
sorry, Chewie. I feel like I'm like late to the party.
Mine
Yeah.
was the opposite of that. People were like trying to traumatize me with film. My dad was like, "You're 4. Here's Terminator 1." You know, oh here, let's watch Child's Play, even though you're 6, or Saw 2,
Oh,
that
Mm,
kind of thing. So I kind of got
yeah,
acclimated really quickly.
that's
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
What year did you graduate?
Graduate
High
college,
school. Sorry.
high
Sorry. High
school. Oh
school.
no, no,
Yeah.
2001.
Okay.
Nice.
Got it. Tony, when did you graduate?
2017.
Okay. I graduated in
Nice.
91, so we'll just leave that there.
We got equal spacing.
We do. Yeah. 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 That's hilarious. All right, Johnny. Well, I appreciate you sitting with us and talking and everything, and we'd love to have you
Of
back
course.
on maybe after Starberry Princess comes out.
Yeah,
We can talk
absolutely.
about that or anything that else happens. Any life achievements that you have, just let us know. We'd love to have you back on.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you,
Excellent.
Tony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tony,
No worries.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time. Johnny, perfect, dude.